Hi, I've had a few questions on my email about these tyres. They're Schwalbe tyres. You can get them off a lot of dealers. You go onto my website, there's a link on the side there to a Trike site that does green speeds, but they do all sorts of tyres, and they do these tyres at a very reasonable price. That's all they are, is a deep rutted tyre with inserted metal studs. What I do, so you have to change all the tyres, is I've got a spare set of wheels. Basically they're the original wheels that go on there with the other Schwalbes I've got on there, pluses, and when it looks like snow I just pop over the wheels. Really, it doesn't take much adjusting on the brakes either. What I do is when I put before I put these ones on, I take just the adjustment twice out on both sides on the outboard, and I bring it back a couple of clicks on the inboard, and then put them in, and just sort of, you know, trial and error really, because you're only going to use them for a while, and they usually work out okay. The back tyre is the same. They're the same tyre that goes on front and back. Same again, just with the studs on. Last year I used it for a couple of days, and I noticed that I'd lost a couple of studs, about 5 studs in all, and I've had other people remark, a guy from ICE said that he might have lost a couple of studs. Well, he said to me about he'd lost studs on tarmac. Sometimes it's quite surprising really how you can fit one wheel in with just another one and add the slightest bit of adjustment to bring the gears back in again. This time I put this wheel in and there was no adjustment at all. It just behaved like I'd put you know, it was the wheel that was in there. So there was no problem on adjusting gears or anything like that. They make quite a good noise as well when you go along the tarmac. I also put the slime tubes in, all 3 of them as well, because they're on spare wheels, you know, I don't use them, so I put the slime tubes in just in case I do get a puncture, because I don't want to sit around in the freezing snow fixing punctures or putting new inner tubes in, so they work really well. The tyres I normally use, because this is my general bike and literally every day I go backwards and forwards to work on it, it's my main transport as I can't drive a car, that's my eyesight. I use the Schwalbe pluses, and ever since I've put these on my Trike, I've had one puncture in something like a year and a half, and these tyres are a year and a half old and the tread is still pretty good. I used to run these pluses on my solo bike, and in the end I had to change them because the actual tyre was splitting rather than they were wearing out. They seem to wear on for ages. Like I say, I use this bike most weekends and every day to work backwards and forwards, and I obviously use my Sprint X for all my club runs and everything, and they do quite a few miles together really. It's quite good. Again, I'm biased because I own two ices, but mechanically they're very precise. Minor things go wrong, but you can't help that, like cables rusting and things like that. That's inevitable. But other than that, they're very trustworthy. I trust them, and also the fairing in this snow is quite handy as well. Good fun altogether. So it doesn't bother me with the cars. I mean, like I say, most of them know me because I go backwards and forwards to work, and I don't have many problems. You get the odd idiot that thinks that he rules the road and he's behind me and has to slow down a little bit, which frustrates him, but most drivers are quite content to just give me a little bit of time. I always pull out their way and try and give them the room to get past me anyway, but like I say, you get the odd idiot that bibs you, but you just ignore that. But other than that, I really enjoy it, and I really enjoy the snow, I must admit. It's just so different, I suppose.